HAMLET is a new type of cancer-killing molecule that we discovered quite a few years ago now. It is a complex between two of the most abundant molecules in human milk, the protein alpha-lactalbumin and the lipid oleic acid. Together, they form a tumor cell killing complex with quite broad, surprisingly broad activity, actually. And there is a level of selectivity also that's very interesting, because as far as we've been able to see, HAMLET does not kill healthy differentiated cells in test tubes or in treated animals. We all know that there has been significant progress made in cancer research and in the development of new drugs, but of course there is still a great need. With Swedish statistics, we know that about every third person develops cancer. And while surgery and cytostatic drugs and irradiation are fantastic tools, there is a great need for improvement.
And we gave them
once upon a time, as all good stories start, once upon a time we were doing something completely different. We were trying to identify a new antimicrobial, so we used human milk, serum, other natural sources of new molecules. We mixed bacteria and cancer cells in the test tube one day, and lo and behold, a component of human milk killed the cancer cells and not just the bacteria. The HAMLET team is a wonderful thing. From the start, with the people who were there to help discover the molecule, and until this day when we are a multinational team of talented and involved individuals. Realizing that tumor cell death was probably an important finding, we've then developed the project further. So we have characterized the molecule in great detail with also physicochemical tools. We have done a lot of work to characterize the mechanism of action, why HAMLET kills tumor cells preferentially and spares healthy differentiated cells, and finally treatment studies. And the treatment studies have been very encouraging indeed. We have 3 animal models where we have seen effects against brain tumors and against colon cancer and bladder cancer. And we've been able to do 2 clinical studies, investigator-driven studies, one in patients with skin papillomas and one in patients with bladder cancer. So based on this experience and this quite extensive knowledge about the HAMLET molecule and its effects, we are now very keen to take the project further into controlled clinical trials. In Sweden, the scientists own the rights to their own findings, and this means that you have to, as a scientist, develop the project and seek funding for its progression. We've been extremely fortunate on the academic side to receive funding from the Swedish Cancer Foundation throughout this time, from Söderberg Foundation, the Medical Research Council, and importantly, the Sharon D. Lund Foundation. But of course, academic funding is never sufficient to perform controlled clinical trials. And this is why we are now very happy to have received funding by going public. Ahead of us at this point is a quite rigorous path where we need to work by the book according to the rules of the Swedish FDA to realize the clinical trials. And this involves a large-scale production of the substance. It involves a lot of what we call regulatory work, which is to do all the paperwork to give the authorities the possibility of controlling what we have done and what we will be doing. And then to involve clinical centers to do controlled trials where professional organizations monitor the trials. We were delighted, very happy that such a large number of shareholders became engaged as owners in the company. We are very motivated to make it worth their while and also to enthuse them to follow us into the future.